My beautiful stars, reading time. All right, let's get into it. Main collective, main focus. Okay, all right, so we've got 8 of Cups, 9 of Swords, Page of Swords, 10 of Cups, and the Chariot. Okay, right off the bat, you're either, unfortunately, in a little bit of overwhelm about a walk away, so you could be really over analyzing an 8 of Cups right now, especially with this Page of Swords. That's my little detective. This has really impacted your 10 of Cups environment. So I think this collective, these 2 cards are beautiful, but just with what's around it, I really feel like you are craving that forward movement and that success with something that you feel like you have lost here. But I think you are really focusing on certain details that are clearly quite overwhelming. I always say this 9 of Swords, me personally, it's a real fear-based thinking. It's really holding on to past things, past memories that unfortunately really ignite that kind of lost hope, that anxiety, that fear, sometimes even insomnia. But it's really connected to a place of trauma within. And I just feel this collective, it's hard when you're seeing something as a 10 of Cups, but deep down, let it be, and I'm hearing both for this, let it be it's the person connected to you that has walked away. You've got to remember 8 of Cups is really an energy of not feeling fulfilled emotionally. It's really keeping us off balance. It's something subconsciously, no matter how much love or no matter how much let's say connection there's something that doesn't serve us internally, so we choose to part ways, right? I always explain that as, and personally I feel 8 of Cups is more painful than a 3 of Swords because we don't want to walk away from that cup, but we're realizing that cup is keeping our other cups off balance. And I just think there's a walk away here that's clearly happened for this collective, that you could genuinely feel that this was it. This was your wishes coming true. This was the person, and it could have been the person you were planning and creating foundation, children, whatever it is. But to have an 8 of Cups here, this person has clearly walked away because unfortunately there was a lack, and I'm not saying this to upset you, but there was a lack of some form of emotional fulfillment, right? But this collective, because this is your energy, deep down within, and whenever there's some form of separation, unfortunately there's flags we were choosing to ignore or choosing not to come into compromise with. I just feel it wasn't just this person that felt a certain way, but I think this collective, deep down, you would have been a certain way as well. And it's funny because you've got... So I'm just trying to word this properly because this is a hard one. When we're in 9 of Swords, we're not seeing it as where, I really do allocate that as a little bit of my victim mentality, but it's not so much, victim mentality. It's just you're not seeing the situation properly. But when you're in it, you don't know you're not seeing the situation properly. 9 of Swords is painful. But I just think here for this collective... Yes, you're craving forward movement, or maybe you're just craving answers here. But what it's doing to you in the soul, it's not easy. And I think the more you're focusing on it and trying to find those details out, trying to open Pandora's box, it's just making you more overwhelmed. And again, whenever we go through some form of separation here in life, there's reasons for it. But when we're bound to the pain and we're just focusing on what comes next and hoping everything will come back together, we're missing the core reasons it fell apart in the first place, right? So again, I hope this isn't confronting, but I always say as a reader, I'm not here to tell you how to feel. And I think this collective, when you're not in this state, when you're not trapped in the mind, trying to seek, and it's like there's moments you truly do get it, but clearly your trauma, your armor is coming up, because when you are in a clear perspective, you know, but then when you're emotionally triggered, you're just wanting it to fix again because you're still seeing it as your Ten of Cups. And this Ten of Cups in this deck specifies divine love, a blissful relationship, emotionally fulfilled. So you've got emotionally fulfilled and then literally emotionally unfulfilled, right? So again, it's just reminding me of one of my collectives. You can be really 50-50 in the mind. You find moments of strength, and then as soon as this activates in you, you can feel like you're in a bit of darkness. Another thing I am hearing, because this is the right collective's main focus, you could actually think that it's this person that watches in and they are really wanting to move forward here. Maybe you've had intuition that this person is accessing you energetically. And also, this card for me is a card of mental strength, mental discipline, and also willpower. And I do think you try your hardest to have that mental strength. But also the Chariot for me can sometimes be a very black and white thinker. And sometimes he is so practical, he misses the color in the situation. And I just think when you're emotionally overwhelmed, it can be quite a black and white approach, and we're missing the color of the situation, of why this happened in the first place. When people get hurt, it's so easy to... I'm trying so hard to word this properly for this collective because I don't want to upset you. But when we get hurt or we think the pain's inflicted on us, we can really blame, and we can be like, they did this, it was betrayal, it was this, it was that. But before all of that happened, what created this? Right, collective, that'll make sense. And I'm not blaming you for this emotion. I always say there's two parties at fault. But I just think there's some things here that aren't so black and white. Okay, let's just get a few more, and then actually first, I just want to confirm. You've got lightning, and it could have happened very suddenly. You could have felt blindsided. You could have felt like this just came out of nowhere. But I think that's where the black and white comes in. For an Eight of Cups to be created, there was cracks and obstacles starting to show that unfortunately weren't being worked through. It's two people, however many people, not on the same page. But let's confirm. That's good. All right, so this is the energy around this connection. So we do have Coffin here, but this is about endings bring new beginnings, but there needs to be change. There needs to be transition. There needs to be growth in the mind, in healing, to be able to create that new beginning, right? And that new beginning could just be for you. Maybe this is something that, let's just see. Healthier choices. Okay, so as painful as it is, I always say as people, we get granted fires in life, and sometimes people will learn from those fires, and sometimes people have through that fire 100 times before they learn from it, and some people will walk through the same fire in life time and time again and never learn from it. This collective, for you to have these two around here, there is something about your deep trauma, there is something about the things that have been bound to you from a very young age and through life experience, life hurt. Unfortunately, that armor, shadow, ego, fortress has started to become pretty heavy. But you're finally in reflection. For these two to be here, and again, there's a reason I say everything. When you're in strength, this collective, you get it. It's just when you're emotionally overwhelmed and you're reliving the pain and you're reliving the memories. I always say it's those stale memories that create those swords. This is a painful one because, like I said before, when you're in it, someone like me telling you what I'm telling you, it would be triggering. It would be triggering, and I'm not wanting to trigger you. I'm just wanting to give you maybe a different perspective right now. But you are making healthier choices. You probably both are. In love, in life, self-love, self-care, being happier. Maybe that self-love and self-care is something that you've put on the back burner. You could be one of my collectives when you're in a relationship. You adapt to all of your partner's needs and wants. You self-sacrifice yourself and you lose yourself in relationships. So then when an ending like this comes, you don't even know who you are because you've put all your time and effort into them, which can make the separation even more painful. So maybe through this, you're actually putting yourself first. Let it be, better routine, better eating habits, fitness regime. Maybe you're really focusing on that. Maybe external glow up, but I always say an internal glow up starts from within. Whatever this ending is, I know in the moment of sadness, it's very overwhelming, but those moments you have strength, the right collective, you're actually doing things that are benefiting your life and your internal self. So you're really going through self-discovery, which is beautiful. This card, and it makes sense with this Page of Swords. Okay, so everything I say is for a reason. This collective, you either think or this is the energy around this connection. You've got the Snake card here. So competition, enemy, clever, look over your shoulder, the other woman, the other man. So you yourself could be trying to find out answers, but you could also, like I said, you could think that if it's not this person connected to your heart space, maybe you think or you know that whoever they're connected to is looking in on you, that they're accessing your energy. It's hard because there is something going on here energetically that you either are aware of or you aren't aware of. Having Page of Swords smack bang in the middle, I think both of those deviations at the start are very valid for this collective. You're definitely wanting some answers here. And I always say what we put out, we get in, and if you've been excessively spying, checking profiles, checking followers, trying to find your answers, you more than likely do have someone doing this to you, and you're feeling that, but your brain's telling you, oh, this is my intuition to do this. This is because what our brain tells us to do, we believe, right? But it's that magnetic desire, it's that temptation. Have strength, because I just think there could be people around you doing this to you right now, and you're mistaking it for your own energy. So how it's creating even more overwhelm for you, imagine what it's doing to these people. I will get into a lot more detail, but we might get that Evil Eye deck next. Oh God, I really don't like that card because it's just how it affects our confidence. Whatever this situation is, it's made you feel not enough, and that's sad. So these healthier choices, the moments that you're in that Nine of Swords, get out of that mind frame. It's so fun. This is coming to my mind. You might have seen this video. I saw a couple of these videos. Sorry, this is important. It's about the power of the mind, right? So the other day I saw this video, and it was this man, right? And he said, whatever word you see first, you focus on, you're going to hear, right? And one was like green something, and the other one was red storm or something like that. And literally what you focused on, that's what you would hear, right? It bloody blew me away. I had to watch it like 10 times. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So one, just that in itself, it shows you what you focus on, you hear. Another thing I saw, it was this video, and this man had put 2 things of rice and water in these containers, completely equal, right? And he had written evil or something, and the other one, or hate, and then the other one was love. And every day he would affirm negativity and positivity into these rice jars. And this negative one, right, grew mold and ick, and the color of the rice went completely disgusting. This one, same rice, same water, literally made it all and just put it into 2 jars. This one that he was affirming love, they were in the same position on the windowsill, had nothing. I think it had like a little tiny, but compared to this one, like it absolutely blew me away. And it really does show the power of thought and the power of intention, right? I know this sounds irrelevant, but it's just this. These moments you were speaking hatred or negativity to yourself, you have to be strong and pull yourself up. Because the power of thought, the power of mind, what we think, we literally create, like the listening to the words, or like the rice example. And whenever I see this for any of my collectives, it really breaks my heart. It's not that you're not enough. There's something here you had to learn. There's something here that's making you grow. And I know when you're in your emotion, it may not feel like that, but these are the moments I tell you guys, go look in the mirror, go affirm yourself, go affirm your greatness. Transmute the pain. And it takes effort and consistency. But those moments you don't want to, you need to. It's got nothing to do with this. Everything in our life is fated and destined. And if this is the first person that's made you finally start to grow and reflect on trauma and reflect on healing, wanting to be better internally, externally, it's actually great. And I always say, without this emotion, we do not grow. It's sad that the human brain puts fear towards this. These are the moments you want to affirm greatness, acceptance. What do I need to learn from this? Why does it keep coming up? Why does this fire keep coming up? I need to change my thought pattern here. Try your hardest, and I'm a broken record. Every time I see energy like this, I always say you've got to try and see this emotion outside of the box. There's a far greater reason it's happening. It's to evolve you. It's to get you out of this. It's to make you really believe in your self-love, your self-worth, your internal. And again, energy around you. Maybe this person's a little bit the same. And can I tell you something? I think everyone in this world struggles with a little bit of self-confidence. I don't think there's anyone like, oh. But in a relationship, this can really create sabotage. It can create claiming energy. It creates jealousy. It creates a lack of trust. This kind of energy in a relationship, it's kind of destined for failure. It becomes highly accusatory. You start to cage each other because you don't have enough confidence in yourself. Subconsciously, you just think this person going out doing this, or, you know, whatever the case, you're going to be replaced. Remember what I said at the start. There was clearly cracks here. There was clearly things here starting to accumulate and bubble over. And it may not have felt as bad for you, but I always say you shouldn't overgeneralize. You shouldn't overgeneralize and think people think exactly like you. Where you maybe can sit in a bit of emotional unfulfillment and, you know, unfortunately a bit of claiming, jealous, whatever your cracks were, this person clearly couldn't. And I know that may be hard to hear. But just because you can accept some things because of your own trauma, let it be a fear of abandonment. I find some people that have fear of abandonment, everything can be going rubbish. You could be that couple that fight over unnecessary things, lucky to go a couple hours without fighting or whatever the case, but you guys just don't move. You don't budge because you've got companionship. Other people that have abandonment issues, as soon as it starts getting like that, they're like, get me out of here, I'm going to get my heart broken. Okay, so people deal with things differently. Okay. So you do have heart with the key, and if you were planning a 10 of Cups, clearly you guys were like this. Okay, this is about liking each other equally, but maybe the fun and the adventure started to be, you know, unfortunately, maybe your relationship was getting very repetitive, very routine, same day in, day out. Some people can sit in that in comfort. I always say it's really important to understand not just your individual numbers in life, but your relationship planet numbers. So your life path number, their life path number, bring it into a single digit. And if it comes to 1, sun. If it comes to 2, you're ruled by the moon. But there's a reason anyway. Some relation. You guys do great doing the same day in, day out. Like, you do great. You sit at home, have dinner, watch TV. Yeah. But then there's some relationships, like, especially if you're a 3, you need to have fun. You need to have excitement. You need to have adventures. You need to have trips away. You need to be going on dating. Like, you need this to thrive, right? There's a reason this is coming out for this collective. Some people can get really comfortable in the complacency and the routine, and then other partners can't stand it, right? And maybe this collective, I know that might sound irrelevant, but that could have added to the cracks here. It was starting to get argumentative. It was starting to, I don't want to say volatile or toxic, but it was starting to become quite critical. And then you had a lack of fun and a lack of adventure, which again could have added to this feeling emotionally unfulfilled. Okay, I will break it all down, but remember, a big part for this collective is, I think you're seeing it very black and white because you've been hurt. Okay, I get it. And clearly there's a lack of answers here, which again, your poor little mind would be trying to find your own answers. I just think there's a lot more to this situation. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, God. All right. So this is... Okay. The right collective don't make it fit. So there was engagement here. You really were planning a 10 of Cups. So if you hadn't just physically gotten engaged, you were definitely on the path. So you were either shopping for rings or you were talking about this, and then boom. Now you've got the actual connected third-party energy, more... like a deeper kind of... You've also got my girl boy with a snake. Now, I've allocated this as permanent fixtures. So this is more parents, family members, childhood friends, right? So when there was this engagement or speak about whatever was spoken about here, interference with opinions, right? So let's just say the person connected to you was starting to have these feelings, and then they were relaying what they were feeling to others. And I always say, if you're a self-unaware person and you're turning to family and friends, 9 times out of 10, your family and friends want the best for you. They love you, right? So if you're constantly going to family and friends and putting the person you love down, or not relaying the whole situation, and people do this, they will turn to others to validate how they're feeling and how they've reacted to situations. And when they're self-unaware, unfortunately, they leave parts out of their behavior and kind of turn that conversation into their favor, right? So let's just say this person connected to you was then going and relaying these grievances, but also saying, but I want to marry this person. Imagine the advice they were getting. You're crazy. You're already starting to see cracks here. This isn't going to last long term. What are you doing? It's better to rip off the Band-Aid now, sooner rather than later, right? So, again, reason this is coming to my mind. Were these people being malice and ill intent? I'm going to have to get into it with detail, but I think it was more these people were just trying to protect your person with the advice they were giving. This card says these people need boundaries and da-da-da. Just the theme of this, I'm on the fence if this was ill intent. I actually think it was more just, unfortunately, what was being relayed. These people were just trying to protect your person. But your person could have a lesson. If that's something that they always do, turn outside of themselves for answers and validation, and they're impressionable, that's a lesson for them that they need to learn on their path. So that's a fire they always walk through, and maybe it's a fire they walk through where time and time again they've had the wrong advice. It's that stingray card, right? It's like, and I find this a lot in the divine community, when you guys are breaking free from that 85%, that mold, and you're wanting to start doing your birthright, you're activating your blueprint. You have so many doubters around you. You have family members telling you you're crazy, especially if you choose to walk away from a very good paying job and to really align to what your higher self is telling you to do. Everyone around you tells you can't do it, you're crazy, right? But you guys tend to lock in and just take that leap of faith. You make the decision anyway. You have that backbone. Where I feel this person connected to you, they've probably missed a lot of good opportunities in life because people either told them that they were crazy, didn't believe that they could do it. Oh, you're silly. Just do this, do that. Support yourself better. This relationship, right? So it could be very black and white right now, but maybe the pain, and I will confirm, the pain of truly losing you, and maybe you are in their mind, or eventually will be that one that got away in their mind, right, is then going to make them reflect on their lesson. Always getting advice from others. That doesn't serve me. Look what it's done to my life. I'm in a I'm in a shit job. I've lost the love of my life. I'm constantly met with obstacles in life because I keep listening to these people's advice. What am I doing? So that could be a lesson for them. And maybe you were the tipping point, this decision to walk away, to really start detaching them from this. You just don't know. Again, it's not such a black and white situation, especially if you are a divine connection, divine love. You have your own lessons you need to learn away from each other. Constantly living your life through someone else's lens, that's a huge reason people get stuck in that 85%. They're more concerned about others and how they're seen. And there's a reason this is coming up. You need to, and I know you're in a 9 of Swords, but you need to trust. There's clearly lessons you both need to learn here, and you wouldn't have been able to learn them together. As they were your catalyst for self-growth, what if you truly are their catalyst for self-growth too? Let's just get 2 more. We'll do a universe then, okay? Mirror, as we're saying it. Stop. Sign. You were broken. Broken mirrors are the most painful. such a magnetic pull and intensity, and you guys are normally the ones that just live in each other's pockets and get lost in each other. But because you don't or haven't gone through a healing journey, self-discovery journey, it can be so highly triggering, more triggering than karmics, because you reflect each other's pain. And remember that start, we blame when we haven't gone into self-reflection. And you both, in an odd way, are doing this in your own right. But mirroring each other, self-image, reflecting each other's wounds. You both are going into introspection, though, which is beautiful. Let's get one more. The energy around this, and there is mask energy around this. Okay, one more. Wow. You did get the sailing boat. So right now, not today. You both not dealing with the hurt properly, avoiding this conversation. I think you're both... I feel this collective, it's that card, one of you is sad, one of you is angry. Well, it's like you're just not getting on the same page emotionally. Let's get one more. I'm surprised the soul contract card hasn't come out. Sorry. There we go, that's good. It's your oneness that comes first. Will you meet and converse and have this conversation? I genuinely think you will. Okay, but right now they're wanting you to focus on that oneness. How can you enjoy each other and have this moment with still so much accelerated emotion in the background? Believe it or not, the divine's kind of protecting this. Let's get one more. Okay, so the date, getting back out there, that's literally popped on that engagement ring, by the way, like the placement of it. That's crazy. I want one more for that, because that's also about meeting someone new. Healing heart. No, I think it's, okay, this collective, I do think you'll have this moment of this kind of energy here, okay? But there's quite a bit of healing, and this collective, I think you know it, especially with how I'm talking, the amount I'm deviating, and I said it before, as readers, we just relay what you're already feeling and what you know deep down inside, right? So this, it's part of this energy. There is still feelings, but I do think this is really hard to heal. And I always say divine separation is usually roughly average about 3.5 years. Healing doesn't just change like this. People that have disagreements and within a couple days, I've changed, I'll never do that. It's all rubbish. It's all a mask. You're just telling each other what you want to hear. It's a manipulation. True in-depth healing, especially this, takes years. That's not going to be easy and just be able to get through like that. And that's why the divine journey, I always say it, it's one of the most triggering words for you guys, but it's to really teach you patience and acceptance and learn to go within. It's really hard. But let's finish this. Let's finish this. I quickly want to get the universe's perspective, and then we'll see how that goes, and we might do a you versus them, or we'll see how this goes, and this might just be a soulful reading for you and what you need to focus on, and okay, we'll see how it goes. All right. So deep down, you've got 8 of Cups, 9 of Wands. So in the moment this walk away happened, this whole thing had gotten out of control. You were in the mind frame, is this even worth it? It was very defensive, it was very combative. So in the moment this happened, and you need to ask yourself that, what if it was you that had the power to walk away? Because it was clearly crumbling, but it was you that was walked away from, right? But what if you, and you've probably had that moment, I should have left when I was going to leave. Like, you've probably had that moment, this collective. do you think this is more of a trauma maybe that because you do feel abandoned? Like, I know you had mirror, I get it, but there's a reason this is coming to my mind. When this happened, it wasn't just this person that was emotionally unfulfilled, it was you as well. But it's when your trauma and feeling alone comes up, you're like, no, I want my 10 of Cups back, I want this. I promise you, this kind of relationship is not a 10 of Cups in the moment. Even if you were planning this, you had things that you guys were choosing not to see the warning signs. Or even if you saw the warning signs, you were choosing not to budge. Okay. We've got to get quite a few decks here. I want to get that Evil Eye deck too. This is going to be a long reading. Nine of Swords. Oh. Not learning from the past. So remember the deviation about the fires, right? Watch from the beginning. Not learning from the past. This bad news has ripped through your soul clearly, and you had the healthier choices, making good decisions and self-love, self-care. But when you're in Nine of Swords, you procrastinate. You sit in the bad news. You don't follow your goals and push down your goals. That's a big one for you. But this could be what you're overwhelmed with as well. Why do I just not learn from this lesson? This could have affected your panical path as well. You could have lost a job because of this. That you do not see. And it's like you're trying to see. You're trying to find answers. You got cosmic trigger over this. You've got to let go and trust. So within the next few months, making long-term plans. Harvest season. Feeling full of gratitude. Stop trying to find the answers that are not ready to be revealed. You know, I say this all the time. Those full circle moments, even though it feels so painful that you haven't had closure, you need to trust the universe. They're holding away the answers because it'll make your trauma worse. When those full circle moments come, it's because you can actually accept what you're hearing and you can have a better approach to it. And it may be painful in the moment. I'm not saying that when you find out it's going to be like, oh, sunshine and roses. But you would have gone through enough to be able to overcome what you're feeling, right? So they're literally saying stop. Because by you doing it, you're letting people access you in a negative way as well, right? You truly are this collective. You have to stop this. The universe is saying you're trying to see, you ain't going to see. Not for a few months. Focus on you. So even if this person, and I say this a lot for the divine community, not all points of interaction about, oh, we're getting back together. So let's just say hypothetical, this person pops back up in your energy, even as you're watching this, right? Let's just say hypothetical, they pop up now. You ain't going to get the answers. So what's going to happen? They're going to come in with a mask. It's a lesson of self-love, right? There's a reason I'm saying this, because this collective, you probably just want to hear from this person. You want everything to do, which means you're going to be my collective. You hear from them. Oh, hey, how you doing? Acting like nothing's happened. Acting like you haven't just had daggers ripped right through your soul, right? Or you are going to feel like, oh, I don't even want, but you're just going to message back anyway because you're scared they're going to run again, or you're scared you're not going to hear from them again. You're not going to deal with the situation properly because you haven't completely seen your reflection and what you deserve, right? So you're going to prolong your cycle. There's a reason this is coming to my mind. The universe is saying the truth, the reveal, the sailing boat. This is going to take a few months. So anything that comes before those few months, it's a lesson of self-love. So I don't know why you guys crave for communication and messages. Again, reason this is coming out. The universe will always give you what you're asking, but be careful what you wish for. Do you not think those moments of the sporadic message and the ghosting is that not more overwhelming? Wouldn't you rather just silence? You've got to think about it. And I say this with divines. Those moments of bad interaction, it takes you guys months to settle down from that. You guys fixate on it for months. If anything, you should be praying, I don't want this person anywhere near me until it's our time. It makes it easy. It makes it easier. A lot easier. Okay, Ten of Cups. And it makes sense with family. Just side note, this collective, you know deep down within there was family involved here. How can we get a world? I always say world's beautiful. It's a completion. It's an accomplishment. It's feeling full, wholeness, right? But look what you need to get through first. You ain't just going to go through something like that and then miraculously get a Ten of Cups and a world energy. That takes healing, right? Now let's put it in the lens, because this is your focus now. You genuinely see this person as a completion for you, right? My divine love, they're stable, they're this, they're that, they're this, they're that, right? Or this is what you're praying for, right? But again, look at that. So no wonder your mind would be back and forth. Pain, so much pain that hasn't been addressed, but yet they're your everything. You're not seeing yourself. Okay, so maybe this really helped you with your... This card's about addictions and excess and overindulgence and emptiness, and I do think when you're in strength, you are having forward movement with this stuff. Maybe especially if you did struggle with addictions and, you know, substance use, maybe this separation actually put you on a path of sobriety. Maybe it really made you reflect on this kind of behavior that you have within the right collective. You're growing, you're changing, which is beautiful. Again, part of the color in the situation. But I am also hearing this could be something you're wanting forward movement with, especially if you've had a life full of addictions. Maybe it's easy for you when you're feeling Nine of Swords, because you've got things here you're not learning from the past with your Nine of Swords. You keep walking through the same fire. Maybe this is where you unfortunately turn to a bit of, you know, overindulgence when you're feeling empty. And maybe you're a bit excessive with these things to more numb away your emotion. If you're constantly numbing it, you're never going to properly heal it. You're going to keep walking through that same fire. And also you could be thinking this person chooses these things. This is also a card of selfishness. So you're wanting forward movement with these things, or you're reflecting that you have created forward movement with these things. But also I think you have moments of hoping that this person's doing this as well, especially if you believe it was the excess, the addictions, the selfishness, this stuff impacted this connection. But remember, whenever you're going through this, it's not about pointing the finger. It's about going within. Why do I accept it? Why do I feel it? Why can't I overcome it? Don't project out, go within. Okay. All right. I'm blocking. First I want to get the universe's perspective, then I want to get this evil eye deck. It keeps calling me. Okay. There's the soul contract card. I was really blown away that you got mirror and not that there. Okay. Oh, makes sense. Okay, universe's perspective on your connection. Believe it or not, you may not feel it now, but this has steady movement forward through the silence, right? So through the silence, through the healing, through this breakup, through this being over and done, the detachment, the coldness, the way this happened, how traumatic it was. This is, believe it or not, a blessing in disguise, right? It's finally made you go within for the first time in your life instead of blaming, but you still come in and out of the blaming a little bit. Forward movement, you will go the distance. Everything you think you can't, you can. It's about you first, right? You're on track, number 3. But this detachment, going into hibernation, going within, silence, rest, self-reflection. This was something your soul was calling for your whole life. Needed to be done. To activate your moon, your feminine energy, your intuition, your sacred being. That divine goddess energy that runs through your blood and veins. Okay? To activate your true subconscious mind, your psyche, your divine feminine, your creative's mind. To learn to overcome barriers, not just with this person. Again, it might have all come to the surface with this person, but you're one of my collectives. Other relationships, you would have just constantly repeated broken energy throughout your cycles in life. This person, another, but whatever it is. Family, friendships. And we say those 2-year karmic cycles, they're constantly repeating, but they just get harder and harder and harder till they break us. So, how to truly learn to communicate. Yes, this says uniting, connecting, harmonizing, overcoming the barriers. It's part of your soul contract, right? So it's part of your agreement, your pact, your cycles, your soul contract partnership. But you need to trust. Alliance, going the distance, continuing on, promise, bond. But there's things you need to learn in your contract first. So stop focusing on them and their return. Okay, so we've got 3, 32, 8, 12, and 25. Christmas could have been an important memory here. 25th of the 12th, 3rd of the 12th, 12th of the 3rd. 32 could be important, like you live in number 32, or you could be watching this at 332. Or car plate number. Okay. Oh, and we're talking about temptation and overindulgence. Hopefully you're not drinking. But this steady movement forward, everything you think you can't, you can. It's developing over time. There's a reason we say everything. Separations, if you are wanting someone back in your life, they need to be long. And if that butterfly is meant for you, it will fly home. People go for a breakup for a month or 2 and they're like, oh, it's never going to come back. It's been too long. You are foolish. If it's meant to be, it'll never pass you by. Okay, so this is developing over time. Family, we know there's some family things going on here. Finessing, alchemizing, learning to alchemize and transmute. It's transforming, it's ripening, it's aging well. So let that be. And 3 and 4, feminine, masculine energy. 3rd of the 4th, 4th of the 3rd. That's not what you need to focus on. You need to focus on the going within, the silence for yourself. You need the silence. It's helping you evolve. The self-reflection, the healing. And again, this card is about celebration and holidays. That's a detail. So it was destined to happen around this time, which would have made it even more impactful and painful. Don't make it fit. Okay. Oh, of course you got the sun and the moon here. So you got the feminine and the masculine, the sun. So it was not just meant to make you find your feminine, your masculine, your internal yin and yang. So your purpose, your action, your drive, it was meant to create your balance too. And this was destined for this person to go through this as well, to find their strength, to not live their life through other people's lens, to find their stingray energy, to balance their energy points. So this journey wasn't just for you. You both needed to go through this. We've lost each other, and this person needs to feel they lost you because of their decisions and how they listened to everybody else but themselves. Huge lesson for them. You need to believe. Back to the first part. Remember the color of the situation. It wasn't just to heal you. This person needed self-discovery themselves and their own balance. But yes, energy, power, climax, fulfilled, get through your pride and ego, your shadow. But success will come, divine masculine, victory, happiness, warmth, when it's meant to. Remember a tree of life, of course. Remember what we said about the rice and this, it's the power of mind. It's the power of mind. Stop focusing on the negativity. Focus on yourself. You've got minimum 3 months, right? I've got a wave coming in December. Minimum 3 months before you get harvest season. Whatever comes before that 3 months, it's not, let go of it. Stop being negative. Please watch this whole reading. That deviation about the rice and the listening to the word, so important, because and this collective, I need to make it clear, it's not, it's when that Nine of Swords comes up, right? You need to trust this has all happened for a far greater reason than you can see. You're not meant to see right now. You're not meant to see the evolution right now. You've still got more to learn. It's the pain of thinking you've lost them that's evolving you. So now you're at that phase, you need to switch your thought pattern and truly believe, right? Believe. This fear of losing them, you've been in this phase long enough. Get rid of it. Start having strength over your mind. Fertility, grounded, health, personal growth, past life connections, evolving. And this, we're in a multiverse. You're not just connecting to this abundant timeline, your higher self. You're clearing off timelines that are living out right now. Okay, your connection to source, your feminine energy, the divine blood that runs through you. 5th of the 7th, 7th of the 5th, 31. Oh God, literally. Communication was a huge thing for both of you. You needed to learn to remove obstacles without becoming ignited. It's like those relationships, a little challenge always gets turned into absolute conflict when it just needs a discussion, a solution. This was huge. Your dream state, learn to trust the talk, the self-talk, to connect to your wisdom, your powerful energy, telepathy, to remove obstacles. 13th of December could have been 12-13 as well. We're seeing 1, 2, 3 a lot as well, consecutive numbers. All right, this contract, although you can clearly see it. Oh, trust that it's developing, and it's been developing over time. Just like this, you got 2. It's developing. To improve your mind, your connection, to balance your logic and your emotion. You could be an air sign. Oh no, that's winter. Airs could be important. Let's see that one. And the lion. These could be signs for you too. To tap into your majestic nature, your self-esteem, your self-worth, which was a huge part, your pride and ego, to overcome difficulties in a fair and just, heart-centered place. To become diplomatic, non-judgmental, true divine journey. It's learning to be accepting and understanding of all walks of life, not just the person connected to your heart space. Just because it's stuck, it doesn't mean it's not there. It's stuck. It's not tangible right now. You're duty bound, so that comes first as well. It will be dependable, but things are stuck right now because there's still things you need to learn, and so does this person. One more. Oh my God, and the ending came from up above. You got 2 here. That's your biggest thing. It had to be done in pain. You could have lost people in this separation as well. Fate, karma, cycles. Remember the coffin card in your... It was to grow you both through the pain of this, your own lessons. Fate, karma, cycles, forces of the universe, destiny, synchronicities. This is out of your hands. Release. Just how they timed this for you, well, you did in your contract. It's all there. Just let it be. Okay? Let it be. All right. I I just quickly, because I just think some of your energy right now, it's not your energy. I just want to get this Evil Eye deck, hold on. And not just to show you how it's impacting your energy, but for the right collective, the reason this is impacting you and you have people watching you because you're doing the same thing to others. So what you're putting out, you're getting back, right? For the right collective. So hopefully this gives you strength to stop opening Pandora's box. All right, I just want to get 5, please. Well, we know that. I don't think they're turning others against you, but there's clearly advice being given about you. Watch from the beginning that unfortunately, because that's this person's lesson to learn, they're too impressionable. They listen, but it's because they, I don't want to say manipulate, but they definitely misconstrued things to their favor. Okay. I don't believe in cord cutting. I always say, my opinion, my universal truth, whoever comes into our life, it's a lesson. It's a karmic lesson. You cut that lesson away, it's going to come in tenfold with someone else. And you cannot cut a soul connection away. I don't care. Again, my opinion. This card, maybe it's more especially because my belief on it. I don't know if you've tried to do cord cutting. I don't know if you've been doing freezer work. I don't know if you were someone that more I always say, and again, my universal truth of what you believe you create. I don't think anyone should ever access anybody's energy. You guys are natural transmuters. Do I believe in doing self-work and self-love and connection to the 100% to the divine, but to interfere with others, you are natural transmuters, you are protected. So I feel this collective, just because my team knows my beliefs, I think the right collective, it's like you've been doing cord cutting, or like I said, freezer work, or just protect you. Just do an egg cleanse, clear out your home. Just cleanse your sacred vessel and your sacred temple, your place. That's all you need to do. But again, whenever I talk, people get so triggered. That's my truth. If you agree with doing this, then maybe you need to do a cord cutting, if that's what you agree with doing. Oh, that's way too many. Way too many. Spiritual cleanse, do an egg cleanse, sign. Spirit's funny. That's because that's my belief. They're just confirming my belief, but that's what I believe you should do. Don't cord cut. Don't even give it more energy like they've got strength over you. Just cleanse you. If you are online, if you work with people, whatever the case, you've got people around you, spiritual hygiene is so important, and so important, especially if you're online. You should be cleansing once a week anyway. You should just be doing it without, just protect yourself, right? So important. You don't, personally, why even put energy into it? This collective, you already have a hard time learning the lesson of the 9, and don't cut the lesson away. Just my opinion. Just cleanse yourself. Okay, or carry an amulet, a protection. All my rings are my protection rings. So again, that's what I do. Each stone, because each finger is a different energy. You've got your mounts. I don't know if you guys know palmistry, but that's how I protect myself every day without even trying, right? And every night I'll take these off now. I've got selenite wands over all my windows door frames, and I just pop my rings on my selenite wands. And I let that moon just touch them from the windowsill. Okay, but maybe that's what you need to do. Allocate a daily necklace, a pendant. But again, if you are using any kind of jewelry, it has to be cleansed, especially if it's like an onyx or a tourmaline or obsidian. They will really hold in the energy, but you need to cleanse them because it just accumulates and you're holding it onto you, right? But if anything, just get something as a protection amulet for yourself. Isn't it funny that I got these to see how it was impacting your energy? This is all just about, it's not even impacting you. Just protect yourself. Literally. It's like, yeah, there's other people, this, that. But they're literally saying you just protect yourself. And you would be protected because you've got nothing here of how it's really impacting you. You may be just wanting to dabble and do dark work. Oh, I don't even want to say that. Again, it triggers people. They're hating your spirit and your psychic gifts. Who cares? Let them sit. Let them soak it in. Let them sit front row. One more. I wouldn't put energy into these people. That's too many. Just one more. Okay, you could be getting sleep paralysis. Have you had sleep I find sleep paralysis a funny thing. I kind of feel like it's when you're stuck between a lucid dream. I've got a different belief on sleep paralysis. I don't think it's demons and stuff accessing you. I think it's when you're stuck between realms. You know those moments, it's like you're trying to wake up, and it's like, you know, your body's just so heavy and it's like you can't get up, right? I just think it's when you're in between dream states. But again, that's my belief. But other people may think that it is demons accessing you, but there's a reason that came up. Maybe you've had a moment of recent and didn't even know it was sleep paralysis, or you have that quite often. I find it'll happen a lot if you have afternoon naps. It's like, you know, when you just go down for like that hour nap to recharge. I find most spiritualists, you need to, when you're working with energy, we can just get drained. Another reason to protect yourself. But because it's like those afternoon naps, it's like just as you're getting into that deep bloody sleep, and it's like you're trying to, that's when I find it can really, especially if you're a vivid dreamer or a lucid dreamer. Again, there's a reason this is coming up, but maybe this collective that happens and you didn't even know it was sleep paralysis. Or you do know it's sleep paralysis and you think it's dark entities and demons. All right, I quickly just want to get you an archetype, and then we're going to, we'll see what's going on this person's end. One came out to the desert. So this is what you're shining in right now. I was about to call that the dessert. Maybe you're eating something sweet. Here we go. The drought, the wasteland, the Badlands. Oh, this is that Nine of Swords, you poor thing. The desert leaves us disorientated, desperate for direction, grasping for the meaning, longing for the solid ground. Makes sense with the first part. For endless miles, we are confronted with a lack of clarity and I can't say that word. Existential, is that the word? Dread. We are thirsty, hungry, pleading with life to get back to the normal, to become animated by the simple pleasantries of our day-to-day life. This so makes sense with that first part. The desert offers no such comfort, and all must pass through it. If you can embrace the discomfort of the desert, knowing you will someday reach that water again. And you know this deep down, that Nine of Swords, you're walking through the same fire time and time again with this emotion. It's healing you. It's creating that phoenix. Believe it or not, it's that discomfort that grows us. Where we up to? Someday reach that water again. You can tap into the potent energy of the landscape. Its lights are blinding bright, and its dark are terrifyingly deep, which makes for unbridled creativity and clairvoyant visions. Truths reside in the desert that otherwise remain hidden. And they're meant to remain hidden. And you've got the Page of Swords over it. That will be revealed in a few months. This describes this collective's energy perfectly. I want to see what is... I want to get one to confirm what you're about to step into once you overcome that. The crows, the shadows, and the coyotes call... and the coyotes call surround you. Let the winds and the sands work their deep magic, you weary traveler. When you're in light, surreal, strange, unexpected visions through silence. Activated that within you. Embrace it. That moon energy. When dark, drying, deadening? I didn't even know that was a word. Disorientated, isolated. Okay, let's see what you're going to transition into energetically. I mean, you can let go of that Nine of Swords and watch from the beginning. Please. Oh. Oh my God, it's the seed that breaks out of the box. Do you remember that reading? Oh, you're just planting a seed right now. This is powerful. Hold on. It shows how much you grow through moments of this. This collective, whenever you feel this, you'd be lucky to sit in it for a day or two and you come out and you learn a lesson from it, which breaks you out of the box. The 85%. Everything we say is for a reason. Oh. You might just be going through an ascension. The beginning, the origin, the pearl, the diamond. You're just polishing your internal diamond and pearl. Beginnings come in many forms. They are not always a beautiful seed placed intentionally in the nourishing soil. Origin stories, like any birth story, are complex, surprising, multi-layered, and usually reveal a central image or detail that represents the fully formed being. Simply stated, the end is present in the beginning. So true. Oh my God, and that's why you would have got so many of those ending cards in the... That's so true. Or the entire oak tree, and you got the oak tree in your... I call it the tree of life. The universe's perspective. The oak tree resides within the acorn. Whether you follow this... imaginal theory or not, know that when this card appears, there is a potent generative energy all around you. It stirs your very inside and usually results in an antsy, impatient feeling, which you're going through now, but it's all to make you see things differently, right? So they've activated that in you for a reason, to see things differently. As it's a sure sign of growth to come. You are bumping up against a growth's edge right now. It is from the grit that the pearl eventually comes to be. Pressure makes diamonds. And another card of fertility. When you're in light, fertility, germinating, building, but when you're in dark, fostering, stewing, dormant. You're not dormant. This is happening for a reason, for you to see something. And that's this journey. I always say this journey is a roller coaster. It's not just one day everything's going to be perfect. It's not that life gets easier and all the abundance and this in the world's going to make... No. You just learn life. You learn how to deal with life. Life doesn't get easier. You get better. So without learning how to get better through turbulence, how are you going to grow? You can't grow without the fire. See the fire differently. Okay? You're polishing. Without pressure, how are you going to sparkle to your brightest? Embrace it. Accept it. Polish it. Okay. All right, I'm going to cleanse out and we're going to get the vision at the bottom and trust. You've seen this. A big thing is how you're speaking to yourself and the belief. You had 3 cards of trust from the universe. Trust your visions. Trust your 4D mind. You've seen it. Let go of it. Focus on you. Okay. All right, I'll be back in a second. Alrighty, I'm actually going to get tarot for their perspective right now. Okay. So, all right. I think they're reflecting and they know that this was done quite impulsively. Maybe the person that you're connected to, unfortunately, is someone that does lead with impulse, doesn't really sit and, think about they don't center their emotion before either reacting certain ways or moving forward with certain decisions. They're clearly reflecting on this ending the way you are. Now, this Six of Wands in reverse, I do think they know it came from a bit of a self-centered place. I do think they're reflecting and that there's a little bit of remorse, especially over the failure here. But this card specifies being a follower, and a huge theme of this is family, and we've got 10 of Pentacles here. You were seeing this as a 10 of Cups. I do think there was something about finances involved here, but I'm more seeing this as a confirmation as the external advice that was given. This card does say, I don't want to say, it literally says narcissism, and it says vain, self-centered, egocentric. Now, unfortunately, just with the first part of this reading, I do think that this person relayed certain arguments and disagreements in maybe not the best way, and I do think that they were getting advice. I'm going back to that engagement card, and I'm going back to the family friendship opinions. And I do think when we mentioned that I think some of the advice was given, if you guys are already arguing and have the cracks you already have, how could you be planning something long term here? I do think that was something that was spoken. I do also, and I'm not saying this to upset you, I do think they kind of what accelerated this decision was maybe feeling sometimes you were a bit self-focused or self-centered, or it was kind of, I'm hearing that, yes boss, it's like I feel this person sometimes felt that they were adapting to your needs and wants, where this collective, you felt like you were adapting to their needs and wants. So there's that miscommunication barrier, right? I do think another thing, unfortunately, that affected this Knight of Wands is a lot of sexual energy. You do have that snake in your energy as well. Maybe this started off quite passionate, quite flirty, quite, a lot of chemistry in that department, and quite quickly from something that started off more lighthearted and more kind of, it just went intense very quickly, kind of that 0 to 100, which I think also made them or impacted the decision here, okay? And I do think with this here, he is my player, and I do think this is stuff they're reflecting on and reflecting on their decisions. They definitely are going over this ending, but I think for them, unfortunately, I think finances were chosen here, and I do think maybe this person thought they were too young, or the things that they were offering you, I think in the moment they meant it, but with the advice they were getting, and it's kind of, I'm hearing that plenty of fish in the sea, you're too young to settle down, you're in different paths, and like, these are the things I'm hearing in my mind, right collective, this will all make sense, do not make it fit. I am going to get emotion cards in a second, because I'm just on the fence if they're still validating their decision. There's clearly remorse over the decision, but I think they're still, and they were coming from a scarcity mindset as well. I think there was fear that this would happen to them. I always say that card for me, I've allocated as Gollum, with the ring, my precious. And we had a little bit of a deviation for you guys about how this could have been quite claiming, quite caged. Let it be, there was possessiveness here coming from their end, your end, both ends. You guys did get the mirror, so reflecting each other's wounds, but at that point you didn't even realize you were reflecting each other's wounds because you guys weren't self-aware. But I do think finances was a big part of this. Okay, so let it be this person I'm hearing it, like struggling to save. They could have felt like they were kind of, it's odd because I don't know if this collective, you felt like you were investing more, especially when it came to pentacles, even time and emotion, where I feel this person felt they were, you know, even if you made more, whatever the case, it's coming to my mind, I'm going to say it. I feel this person felt like they were giving so much into this, right? And maybe it wasn't being noticed. Maybe it wasn't being appreciated. But the possessiveness, the lack of mindfulness, and the scarcity is the biggest thing I'm hearing with that. All right, let's get this Knight of Wands. Oh, God, Four of Wands in reverse. So they didn't feel supported. And this did family problems. It was creating family problems. It was creating a rickety foundation in their environment. I don't think in their life that were really accepting of this. I think there was always opinions, but lack of support, disgenuine, unwelcome, cancelled events, discord, and again the caged. I don't know if this person, it could have come down to a cancelled thing. Remember, Christmas was a big thing, holidays, celebrations. They could be reflecting on certain things that they unfortunately, and again this is with the impulse, decisions made through impulse, but I think they're reflecting on their impulse, the passion here, that this, that, but also the opinions of others. And I think, I'm going to be honest, I actually have a feeling this collective, you could think it was disgenuine coming from them. I feel they were made to believe your intention towards them was disgenuine. I'm going to, like, that's the emotion I'm getting here. I don't know if you just got out of a long-term relationship and people were saying you were just using them as a rebound. Whatever the case, this person clearly had trauma in the heart, and I feel they were afraid they were going to get their heart broken. So it was a lot easier to listen to these people, because you've got to remember they trust these people, right? This one's a tough one because I'm just on the fence if it's still... Hold on, let's get a couple more. Pisces could have been, whatever they were being spoken, they really believed. They really believed this would help them release the fear and anxiety here, that the things that they were being told were what was really going on. They were hearing and trusting these people. Six of Wands in reverse. Wow. It's so funny. Remember that deviation when you got the cosmic trigger in that, but you got it upright within a few months, right? They got within the next few days acting now. But remember when I deviated for that row and I said, even if they come in right now, it's not time. And they literally got the card, everything we say, within a few days act now, wanting a fresh start, right? You got the making long-term plans in a few months, harvest season. You're going to be full of gratitude. And watch from the beginning. That's just blown me away. Which, okay, if this person did come in a few... Look at the energy around them. They don't even know what they're feeling. That is such an important part, because this collective, you might have a test coming here. Fresh start, act now. They want to move forward. So that could be them reflecting on their behavior. That's why they're going over the ending. Hold on. Vengeful. So maybe they've done some things in spite here, and how they self-sabotaged it through their vengefulness, their spite, how they were bitter, resentful, holding a grudge. This says wanting karma, that's a bit much, but ruining things for themselves, how they went into self-destruction, how they were blocking their success by this, one of their biggest lessons. Watch from the start. How they disrupted this, how they created issues for themselves. So maybe it's them reflecting on what they were spoken, like what was said to them. One more. Shocked. Maybe they've seen, maybe you've posted something, they're shocked right now, so something's hit them. You're in Nine of Swords, so something could have hit you as well. Surprised, unexpected, taken. Something's hit them out of the blue. Maybe this isn't even you, maybe this is something that's happened in their life. What? Exclamation point. There's something that's jarring them right now. Hold on, I've got to get these. I have to confirm, even if this is coming in, because everything we say, it's not time. It's not time for you just yet. This would be a test. It would literally be a test. I will get some more decks. I just want to confirm with these. Acting now in a few days. Oh, be careful what you wish for. And we had that deviation. I don't know why you guys crave for communication. It just puts you in high alert for months. The universe. Be careful. It's a manifestation for you, but it's not love spell. But still communication issues. It's not going to go to plan. So there's something here. It's breaking a layer, putting everything under review. But luck is on your side if you see it outside of the box. It's not, don't have an expectation. Oh, we're coming back into 10 of Cups. Watch from part 1. This is something to, hopefully, if you plant the right seeds, to get you out of these communication issues and start putting everything under review. This collective, you've got something here about self-worth you need to work on. Action. I always say they could be a fire sign, you could be, but fire, wands in tarot is days. One more. Travel, distance between you guys. Maybe you're traveling when this comes in, or this person. There it is. I was like, why isn't communicate coming out? Caution. That's why. I don't even think it's communication. A compromise, work it out. I want forgiveness. Do you know what this is reminding me of? I love you guys. I'm going to be honest. A hey, how are you? Or adding you again, or unblock it, playing with your energy. Okay, this is why you need to stand strong. If this person literally just, like I just said, adds you or something, doesn't respond, don't you reach out. If this person writes, hey, how are, we will get tarot. I just think this is more something you need to work on your worth with. They don't even have that they're coming in and with a conversation, or it's going to be literally like a Knight of Wands, lead with passion, maybe a drunk text, maybe a drunk dial, one of those messages you wake up to, it's been sent at 3 a.m. without them even thinking. You know, you open your eyes and someone sent you a message at you're gonna have signs straight away that this has come from impulse and not really thought about. It's come from an ego place. Okay. And you guys find strength in readings or personals, but then it happens and you guys crumble. It's, remember I always say, you might have strength in, and this collective, you don't even have strength right now, but you strength in silence. But when they appear, you please watch from the beginning, because there's so many little things we said that is completely aligning with this energy. So they're seeing you. I think it was you that could have made more money, but now they're thinking, why did I end this? You were caring, nurturing, abundant. They could see you as someone that really knows your boundaries, expectations. So have bloody boundaries if they're just toying with your emotion. Not that they're... There it is. I always say that Knight of Cups, for me, I know people that, oh, the offer, the proposal, the love offer. No, charismatic Casanova, you've got 2 of the smooth criminals here. Just protect yourself. I can feel it before I even get in. And maybe that shocked energy is what pushes them forward. Maybe you've posted something because they're bloody watching in on you. Maybe they think you've moved on. Maybe it's that pushes them through impulsively. Oh, God. Okay. Sorry, I just want to get these divine truth. Confused. 100% they're still confused. So they're not coming from a centered place. The biggest thing I want this collective to remember, few months. So whatever comes before that few months, test of self-love. Let's just get these. 1, I only want 8. They're nervous. Well, they're not going to apologize. So they know they need to apologize. That's where you'll know. That'll be your biggest sign. I'm just here for advice. They know they need to apologize. So if it just comes through with a hey or an ad or this or that, that's your sign right there. You make me feel nervous and excited in a good way, but I'm scared to approach you. But then I'd never take you for granted again. I've learnt my lessons. I'm so sorry. But they're nervous. Just watch yourself. Oh, wrong. I just saw my Knight of Cups. This person clearly in the depth of their soul, this card's just, I want to show you what real love is. I want to protect your heart and show you every everlasting love. They clearly feel this, but are they going to actually show you that? Not right now, which means they're still bound to their ego. They want to grow old with you. They're going over memories of how aligned your souls were, and oh, you're my muse, my inspiration. You ignite my soul. But then look at how anyway, you're my missing puzzle piece. We are made for one another. And now they're going over the good times and reflect. So one thing I will say, maybe those tarot is them reflecting on their decisions. But they've got no cards here about the enlightenment, the growth, the energy, the transformation. This is all, but they're in isolation. So maybe they're feeling a bit lonely right now. It's still a bit distorted because of all the things they were told. My views on relationships were distorted from past experiences. Proposal, this collective, this person already did this and then they ran. Oh God. Okay, let's get true intention, and I'm going to get tarot. I don't even want to keep reading their energy. The first two parts of this reading is so important for this collective. Hopefully you found strength in those two parts. If you were just coming on to part 3, sorry. 100% charismatic Casanova. True. They're dreaming. It's sad because if they're really seeing you as a soul connection, they would approach you better. Okay, like I said, I'm just here for advice. If this person comes in with an apology and depth of emotion and this and that, then different. What I'm feeling they're going to do is completely. So they've got the intention they want to rebuild, that you're their soulmate. Gemini, you could be a Gemini, they could be, well, one of these many people around this person could be a Gemini. I wasn't always there for you when you needed me the most. Instead of trying to comfort you, I would jump ship because I couldn't deal with my emotion. I feel you are my equal. You make me want to be a better person. That's nice. Not just for you, but also for myself. You challenge. These are such beautiful intentions. They're so beautiful. Those cards, beautiful. It's that Page of Cups approach. This person feels so much, but because they're scared to get rejected or this or that, it's like they just wear a mask as soon as they come in. And I always say people that put that armor up and mask, it does mean that you make them vulnerable. Yes. But for this right collective, there's something here you need to learn from this kind of behavior. I feel there needs to be compromise in us for us to move forward. But first they need to be able to speak. Anyway, it's that breadcrumby energy. We both have blamed each other. I do think you both are at fault there. Accuse each other of things. I want to heal all of this with you. I know we can rebuild. What's a little bit alarming, there is like 3 cards here about other people's opinions. They haven't come up. So maybe they're not in deep reflection of that yet. But they're going through towers. So isolated. This is a victim mentality card. I feel my life is falling apart and I don't know what to do. Create change. Whatever can go wrong has gone wrong, but the one thing that was right was you. So this is that shocked energy. So if it's not something they've seen of you, maybe they are shocked. Maybe there is something that's putting them in isolation, which is making them reflect on you. Divine type manifestation. This is from up above. It's a lesson. But even this, I know it's hard because, like I said at the start, everything happens for a reason. So them being hot and cold and them being this and that, it clearly came from up above because of things you needed to grow and develop. But There's something with the divine at play here, especially that cosmic trigger. You both got it, but they're still unawakened. That's what I'm feeling. So they want to rebuild and compromise. They're not self-aware yet, so it's going to be triggering. I'm fearful of letting go of what I have and what I know and blah, blah, blah. Oh, God. One more. Not one about outside opinions, but they're going over the difficult differences. So everybody's opinion on you. So they're still impressionable. That's what you need to see, my angels. It's not the lack of love. It's you guys don't heal what happened in the past. You're going to repeat it. And the exact same energy that affected it in the past is still there. Okay, let's just see how they're going to approach you, how you guys should deal with it. We already know the outcome of this one, but anyway, for this next interaction anyway. Don't take the moment of bliss, that's too many. Okay, so, oh, that's good. But then Seven of Wands, I think they're still going to be a bit selfish and protect themselves. I do think their intention is to come in like Emperor, Ace of Swords. They're wanting to speak truth and clarity and balance and put structure into the chaos. But then they're going to be protecting themselves and have boundaries up and be defensive and hypersexual. The Knight of Wands. Because they're still angry. So I think this is more what pushes them to send the message. But then the armor, I'm protecting myself. And you get this version that you always get. I cannot see how... Anyway, let's get one... I just want to confirm this Emperor and Ace of Swords. Oh, Knight of Wands again. So they're gonna be sexual. I've been thinking about you. Send me a pic, like something. Just so they've got this intention, but they're gonna come in impulsively, lead with passion, freak themselves out. That was their first card in the other deck. Huge confirmation, my angels. Action. Maybe they come in funny and lighthearted, but they're coming in lustful. Oh. And flirty. Maybe that would really irritate you with what's been done here. Or it might blind you, this collective. Again, watch from part one. One more for their top row. This is the thing. This is what's sad they do. In the depth of their soul, they want to fix this so bad, but they're clearly not healed enough to do it. They're still protecting themselves too much. They're more worried about them getting hurt than you getting hurt. And it's coming from a place of self-unawareness, so you can't even be frustrated or angry. That's their own development that they're lacking. It's sad. Anyway, one more. Seven of Swords, wearing the mask. Deceitful, strategizing. Be careful, don't be blinded. This is going to have a turnaround in a few months. It's just, this is where luck can be on your side if you plant the seed. Okay, I wouldn't accept this, but that's up to you. That's up to you. Betrayal, lack of confidence, deception, trickery, double life, liar, sneaky, thief. They could have stolen from you. Wouldn't surprise me. Sorry. I don't know where that came from. Maybe it did happen for the right collective. Maybe some things were missing when you broke up and you just couldn't believe it was them. Why am I actually seeing a ring in my mind? Okay. Yeah, tennis. Remember the betrayal here. This is how you don't. Oh, hey, don't be that. Night of stillness. Create stillness, make it stuck. They're coming in rapid hot. You move rapid low. Cause stagnation, patience. Remember the hard work that needs to be put into this. Slow moving. You've got to see their persistence, their dedication. You ain't going to go from a Ten of Swords to a Ten of Cups with a Seven of Swords, Seven of Wands, and Knight of Wands. Yes, if they actually led with their intention and they were truthful and they were this and they were that, they're strategizing over the truth, right? If they led with this, perfect. I said it a few times. If you get that, this is null and void. I would listen and I would talk and I would, you know, but if they're coming in like this, I'd run. I'm just here for advice. One more. End it out. I wouldn't even respond. How can you get a new beginning with the same behavior? I think that's the kind of energy you need to be sitting in, but that's up to you. Okay. And don't you be demanding truths on the ending. That's not your place. When someone truly respects you and they know they've done wrong, they know they've created chaos, they know that's their business to come to the table. And when they don't, what are they doing? They're doing this. And because they're protecting themselves, you even bring that up, this person's going to run. And remember that part for you. I said this, right, collective, you would be reflecting on a moment you wanted to leave and you didn't leave, and you've had a moment of going, why didn't I just leave? In that, it's like you're about to replay that. You be the one to be like, bah. Otherwise, I promise you they'll do it again. Anyway, outcome. Wheel test. Outcome. Lesson. Start turning it in your favor by putting up the boundary. That's all you need here. You just deserve more. Just remember that. Yeah, 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords. This is so you can finally drop the burdens. This is to plant the seed. Plant the seed. Your wheel doesn't go bing for another few months. This is just a lesson. But that's up to you. Okay. I just noticed reading you guys, I was so soft and gentle. As soon as I started reading this person's energy, it's like I got some spice and frustration. Okay. So initials, you've got G, N, F, the big J. With the crescent moon, you could be born on the crescent moon, or this person. And you've got M. Luck is on your side if you let it be on your side and you don't repeat certain things. Elephants, they could be a sign. Broken necklace, maybe you've broken a bit of their jewelry that they've given you of recent. And remember I said ring, wouldn't surprise me if they did, you know, and you never really thought about it, or you've broken some form of jewelry. You've got 2 broken charms here, like jewelry. But purple butterfly, trust your true intuition, not your overthinking mind. It is perfect timing. You got when the time stops, because it's a lesson. 26, this has stopped at 10:26, so maybe 26 of October is important. Trust in your Venus star. Trust the magic around. And the pearl came out. Remember you got the card with the pearl? Planting seeds. Signs, synchronicities, 5-cent transformation. Could have met this person or went through all this in 2020. 2021, and I've just noticed black candle wax has melted on that. That's only just happened. But it's been protected since 2020. So just again, watch from the beginning. 2 and 4, 24, or 2nd of the 4th, 4th of the 2nd. And then, oh my God, 24 again, as I've put it down, but now opposite. First, that was the 2, that was the 4, and now that's the 2, and that's the 4. Magic. 2 here, and 24 is important. 24 is important because you've got it again. Or 18th of the 4th, 18th of the 2nd. 64, favorite angel number, 6 of the 4th, 4th of the 6th. 10th of the 4th, 4th of the 10th, 17th of the 12th, 17th of the 2nd, 12th of the 1st, 1st of the 12th. All right, my loves, I love you guys. That was a long reading. Have a good day.